Hey kids, you trying to get into Segment City? Well, you really shouldn't, because Segment City is a mature podcast, and listener discretion is advised. I'm just trying to look at... I know I'm in an alleyway. I know how I look, but I got some fireworks for you kids. I got snakes and I got sparklers. That's all I got. Oh, don't give me that.
Welcome everybody to this very special episode of Segment City. As you probably see from the title of the episode, this is not a normal episode, is
this
it?
This is maybe our first ever special episode.
We have holiday specials, but this is the first one that
even more special.
This is more special than a holiday. As you all probably know from the title, Theo and I... Okay, let me just take this from the top. Theo and I received an email from our email, segmentcitypodcast@gmail.com, where if you want to send us any suggestions, any things that you want to, email. If you like the podcast, send us a compliment. I don't know. But a certain person sent us an email of the name Mason Harns. And Mason is an erotica writer. And, and we made fun of Mason's...
I'd like to say we featured one of his books.
We featured one of Mason's books called Halloween Hunks on episode 69. Nice. And so Mason reached out to us and just straight off the bat was like, hey, thanks for the shout out. I wrote a story featuring you guys.
Maybe the best thing to ever happen to me.
But let's make this clear. Because it says in the thing, the beginning of this story, the characters and events portrayed in this book are fictitious. Any similarity to real persons, living or dead, is coincidental and not intended by the author.
But the title of the book is also Audiophile: Best Friends, First Time Gay, Inspired by True Events by Mason Harns.
True Events, and the names of the characters are Will and Theo. And there's a dedicated to Segment City Podcast. It's a business doing pleasure with you.
I love
which
that.
Is a great line.
Fantastic.
Love it. So this, Mason, it's I'm glad that you covered yourself with that one, but let's be frank here. This is about us.
We don't make enough money off of this podcast to afford any sort of legal defense, so balls in your court.
Yeah, balls in your court, Mason, if that is your real name. It isn't, because Mason made a joke about it in the email.
I love it.
But first off, this is the biggest honor that I think either of us have ever had, is having a gay porno featuring us written. Mm-hmm. It's the most attention I've ever received from anyone, period. I don't...
Yeah, this rivals the 20 years of parenting that my mother gave me. This attention is... This is a lot. This is a lot.
So what we're going to do, this episode's just going to be us reading the fan fiction. Or not fan fiction, what am I saying? The erotica.
No, you know what? It's a fan fiction, baby.
It's a fan fiction of us, and I love it. Ooh, I'm eating it up. Nom, 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 nom. We've both already read through this.
How is this not a fan fiction? This is a fan fiction, right? Right? Like
if it yeah, I guess so. It's inspired by true events, I suppose.
Inspired by true events, sure.
Now, Theo, I read this the way that a middle-aged mother reads a romance novel, which was on a stationary bike, which is probably the least erotic thing to do. Is like I was flipping through it like a different a middle-aged man going through a World War II novel, just going, interesting. I gotta say, Mason, you did a pretty good job.
Mason,
it's well written.
Got quite the talent there, Mason.
Yeah, and to all the other erotica writers out there, I'm sorry that we make fun of your things, but also
I hope our ribbing of erotica doesn't come off as it doesn't. I hope it doesn't come off as
it's malicious.
As malicious, right? Because I don't intend it to be, and I think that the ones that we choose, such as like the dinosaur ones, whatever, I feel like to be able to write that, you have to have a certain sense of humor about yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
And about your work. So I hope that we don't intend to be malicious, as Will said. It's not our intention. Yeah. We celebrate this, and I love it, and I think it's amazing. And I think we can take it as well as we can give it, right?
Yeah. And this book kind of gives it to us, which I love.
Which I think is fantastic.
I think it's just like there's a show I really like called Best of the Worst on YouTube, like, and they go and they review bad movies. And there's a director that they're like gave shout outs to of having very bad movies called Len Kavizinski. And he fucking came on the show and like did an episode with them. And it's like, hey, y'all, be like Len. Len is like, because now I respect the hell out of Len, and I'm more willing to give him business because it's like, oh, you have a sense of humor about this.
Totally.
So without further ado, because we're 5 minutes into this, we haven't even started reading.
We got to get going here.
Also, at the top of the show, we always do the intro that's like made for mature audiences, no children.
I hope you haven't gotten this far and haven't gotten that message.
We're going to read gay porn. This is us reading gay porn.
What this is.
We're not going to censor it. It's going to just be gay porn. In terms of gay porn, I've never actually read gay porn, but it seems not like it's not super gratuitous. I don't know how to like.
It didn't seem overly offensive by any means. I
mean, it's.
But like you said, I don't have a lot to compare it to. So
yeah, maybe I'll just cut that warning out. Just like because I have no reference point. But without further ado, we're going to start with chapter 1 of Audiophile, and we're going to be stopping, by the way, to just read or not read. We're going to make jokes. We're going to be making jokes during the entire.
It's going to be our running commentary here.
All right, chapter 1. And on that note, that concludes my segment, Shower Thoughts with Will, I say.
Next up on our agenda, Showering with Will, Theo teases.
Yeah. Ooh, I like it. Who's showering with me? Is it you? I say with a lurid tone, and barely contain snickering to my friend sitting beside me on the couch.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to pass. It gets too steamy in your shower, dude.
He replies with a smirk and a roll of his green eyes.
Point of order, I have blue eyes.
Okay, that's another thing. You're going to get some descriptions of us that are not... I mean, this is a podcast. You guys don't know what we look like. But the physical descriptions, we're gonna have fun with. Because you'll see why. Just another ordinary evening of two straight friends making homoerotic flirtations for comedy. A tried and true American tradition.
Spot on there.
That is spot on. All right. Well, if that's how it's going to be, then that's a wrap on yet another episode, listeners. Thank you to those who tuned in every week. I say with a smile until the cheap USB microphone plugged into my laptop.
Got us there, Mason.
Yeah, you fucking got us. We both have, like, there's to the degree that, yes, we both have USB mics. Thank you. My best friend Theo is sitting beside me in my makeshift recording studio consisting of a TV tray and my living room couch. Oh, if only we had a couch.
If only we were recording in the same room for the past 12 months.
Yeah. I mean, when we were in the same room, it wasn't like we had a couch and a TV tray. No, we had less than that.
No, we had less than that, right.
2 chairs in my bedroom.
Imagine if we were successful enough to afford a couch. Incredible.
That we barely fit into. Like, I had to wait. We had to, like, push you as far away from each other so that we couldn't hear each other on the same mic. But anyway, he leans in close to the mic to chime in.
And if you like what you hear and want to help us earn more money on this, go ahead and leave some reviews about us online and tell everyone you've ever met to subscribe to our podcast.
He grins.
Seriously, any reviews at all. They don't have to be positive. Just please talk about us.
I'm Will, and this is Theo, and you've been listening to the Brolitical Pod. I say with my most professional radio voice as I end the audio recording, I think that was pretty good. I say to Theo as I turn to look at him. He's already reaching for a slice of pizza from the box, teetering on the arm of my couch.
It's impossible not to do I'm breaking here. It's impossible not to do a character here, right? Like I'm doing a character that's myself.
I did when I read your lines, I did do it in like, sup man, how's it going?
That's how that's how this book portrays me. So I feel like I have to lead into that.
You can lean in as much. You can do whatever you want. This is creative liberties.
All right. Yep, another great recording that no one's ever gonna hear.
Fucking destroy us.
Fucking got us, Mason.
Got him.
Got him.
He says with an unexpected dejection, he continues to grumble through a mouthful of pepperoni.
What are we doing wrong, man? We've been at this for over a year and we're barely getting any hits.
My buddy exhales loudly through his nostrils, a hand running through his dark wavy hair as I fidget uncomfortably further into the couch cushions. I mean, we're just starting out, dude, I suggest. Some of the hits on our episodes have more than doubled from 2 listens to 5 recently, I say encouragingly, neglecting to mention that it was because I've been having fun re-listening to our own episodes while at work. Anyway, it takes time to build up an audience these days.
I know that, but we've had 68 episodes now, Will.
He sighs.
We always have a new episode on time. We got decent sound editing. We're sharing all the social media places and using hashtags and shit. I mean, fuck, I just saw 2 chicks talking about their dating advice podcast on The View this morning. They only had 8 episodes.
Wait, yeah. What?
Yeah.
Wait a second. break the bit. What are we doing wrong?
What are we doing wrong?
I don't know.
How do we get on The View?
Yeah, you were watching The View this morning? I ask incredulously with a smirk. He punches me in the arm. Theo's 6'5" and still carrying the defined muscles and girth of his high school footballer days.
That's not true to life. Inspired by real events, but not true to life.
A total meathead. So even when pulling his punches, they still hurt.
What I meant to say is this is totally accurate. Look no more into accurate.
It. Yeah. You know what? We said before that these physical... No, wait, hold on. I'm going to say that.
I've had a very productive quarantine, William. You haven't seen me in a while.
You got fucking jacked.
I got yoked, baby.
When he's lined up next to my skinny pink blonde body.
That's right, baby.
All right, Mason. Okay. I do enjoy that apparently I have a twink voice.
You do.
That's just I have... What?
What?
Do I? I don't have a twink voice, do I?
I like to close my eyes and imagine a blonde, skinny Will. What a life! What an alternate universe.
Yeah, I would love to be. I'm not that. Do people know what we look like? Take those and kind of flip them.
Bit.
You're not skinny. You're skinny, but you're like tall as hell. And you're
Wario and
not
Waluigi,
muscly.
baby.
Yeah, we're Wario and Waluigi. When he's lined up next to my skinny pink blonde body, it makes his muscle mass seem that much more titanic. The images of a big lug like him listening in on The View of all things is enough to make me do a spit take of my beer.
Shut it!
He snaps, his sun-tanned, stubbled cheeks flushing indignantly. It's true that we've never really had the breakthrough moment just yet with our series, but until now I never thought Theo was that bothered by our minimal viewership. It's been a tradition for over a year now where the two of us come together each week to do our podcast. Since we graduated from Oxford University.
On point.
It's been our best way of making sure we keep in touch and have some guy time together. My girlfriend, Gwen, would leave to visit her sister for the night. We'd order pizza, crack a few beers, and for an hour a week, it felt like we're kids again on one of our sleepovers. To me, this has always just been a fun hobby. Use it as an excuse to hang out and spend some time with my best friend. See, this is nice. This is actually sweet.
This is a nice time.
We did breaking the bit. We did before this. We chunked this book into three parts, very distinct parts.
Part 1, light ribbing of our characters and pretty accurate statements about our podcast.
Yeah, it's like, hey, good job. Like, it shows that Mason has actually listened to a few of our episodes, and I appreciate that. Mason.
Section 2, Will gets real nasty by himself.
Okay, let's don't spoil it.
Okay, you can cut that.
But you're. No, I'll leave that in. That's good
and
foreshadowing
part 3,
for people.
It's banging time, baby.
Okay, yeah, it gets the culmination, if you will. Ever since we wrapped up with college, it's been harder and harder to justify playing video games and talking about silly bullshit together anymore. So I leapt at the offer when Theo suggested we start up this project. Beer, pizza, and laughing my ass off every Saturday night with my oldest pal? How could I say no to that? We may not ever make enough coins of ads to score some beer money off our podcast, but if nothing else, I love having a digital time capsule to document our shenanigans together. But looking at Theo's grim expression now, a feeling of dread starts to tangle in my gut, heavy and coarse. He's not thinking of throwing in the towel, is he? I know that it can feel defeating to put so much time and energy into this, with little reward, but some irrational part of my lizard brain feels like not seeing his face every week would be unthinkable. He's my best friend. I'd die without the guy.
You know what? I'm liking the book so far. This is really nice and touching.
It's sweet. It's like, I was like, hey, Mason, when have you been spying on me?
Hey, Mason, let's next time I need to give a speech, you're up.
You're up. Like, this, it's well written. It's like, hey, good job. I've got to think of some way to get our show off the ground and fast. For Theo's sake, next week's episode's got to put us on the map and become a viral sensation. But what could I do differently to make that a reality?
Seriously, Will, whose dick does a guy have to suck around here to get some attention?
Theo asks with better humor as he gnaws on the last bit of his pizza
Just gonna
crust.
put this out there. It's my new catchphrase. 2021, new year, new me.
Going to work. Whose dick do I have to suck to get a code review around here? We're all like, HR now.
HR
Get
now.
out of here. That's it! I shout uncontrollably, all but jumping out of my seat. I know exactly what we can do. Theo raises his eyebrows with an expression that both terrified and amused.
What, sucking dick? You're not about to suggest we start an OnlyFans, are you?
No, man, ew. I laugh, waving the weird image of Theo and I doing amateur porn together out of my mind. Next week is our 69th episode. 69! Why don't we look for some of the wildest, craziest sex stories we can find online and then review them on the show?
That actually sounds fucking hilarious.
Theo admits, impressed by my quick thinking.
Those are the kind of things that can go viral super quick. Like, people can get on Jimmy Kimmel's show from that kind of shit.
Seriously, you think you could get us that far? I asked. Theo's excitement can be downright contagious.
With the right kind of smut? Definitely. All right, well, our job is to find the perfect shit show of Bodice Ripper to read aloud. We've got 1 week, and then we'll share our findings. America is counting on you. Dude. That was weird. I can redeliver that line.
No, I liked it. Dude. I nod and laugh, but hurriedly stuff a pizza slice in my mouth to conceal the fear that's starting to well in the back of my throat. It all comes down to this.
I hope that one day we do a live reading of this with pizza, and you shove a piece of pizza in your mouth in that line.
Chapter 2.
There we go. We're already on to chapter 2.
We're already at chapter 2.
Listeners, if you stuck with us this far, you've made it. It's now time for it to get a little raunchier.
Yeah, we're going to get a little nasty. That was a sweet opener, but now we're getting a little saucy. Normally, Theo sticks around for a few more hours to play video games too.
It's also, you're going to be reading almost this entire section. So if you want to stick around, if you want me to read any of it, you let me know.
No, I'll just need to make sure I'm not tripping over my words. I need to enunciate. Normally, Theo sticks around for a few more hours to play video games together, shoot the shit. But instead, he went straight home. Even with the excitement of our new idea, he still wasn't in the mood for revelry this week. No friend to hang with, and with Gwen still gone until tomorrow morning, I didn't have anything else to do with myself. So I decided to get comfy by stripping down to my briefs and jumping into bed. Classic me. You know, I'm always doing that.
Always doing some research.
Time to start doing some research. Pulling out my laptop, I remember hearing that there's some pretty weirdo stories on Amazon. I maneuver my way from my browser to their erotica section of their bookstores, and oh boy, that's a lot of exposed skin and bulging appendages on display. Hundreds, thousands of new releases flooding Eternal as I continue to scroll. Holy shit, do people really read all of those? Where do I even start to try and find something decently indecent to share on the podcast?
Honestly, a real thought I've had is, do people read all of these? That's a genuine thought I've had.
Yeah, I don't know how big of a market it is, but I presume it's pretty decent if people continue doing it. Then again, I don't think I've seen any book that's been over 250 pages.
That's true. That's fair.
So
shorter content.
A little shorter content. Also, it is not hard. Let me just put that out there. It's not hard to stumble upon something that's fun. Where was I? I quickly decide on searching through the gay erotica subsection. Don't get any ideas. Like I said, I'm as straight as they come. But if Gwen were to catch my browsing history, I have a feeling I'd be in more hot water from her if I were checking out porn I was actually into. And let's admit it, if I was going through stories about hot chicks getting fucked and pounded, I'd 100% wind up getting a boner in front of Theo while reading it.
Who hasn't?
We're brothers. we're brothers in all but blood. But I'm not about to get that close to him. Well, do I have a surprise for me?
Well, Will, you're in for a surprise.
I'm in for a surprise. I browse through the top 100 bestsellers and see one author whose name pops up a couple of times on this list. Each of the covers shared one thing in common: naked, muscular dudes in states of broken submission. I felt strange seeing guys posed it so lewdly in front of me. I don't think I've ever seen pictures of gay porn before for obvious reasons. I click on one of the titles and taken aback by the cover's thumbnail. That model feature looks young and soft, and the photo is in HD so I can see the hair on his body that's still faint and thin. The pained expression on his face that looked like he was in agony, and yet his spread thighs and bulging loins from his tiny white panties told a different story on the cover.
Thanks for that. You're just panties.
Panties. It occurs to me that this is a real person in this photo who at some point really posed like this for some sleazy cameraman to capture and share with the masses, to be exploited and lusted after by horny men and women across the world. Did the author take the photo himself of this boy himself? Yeah, that's to himself.
Oh, good.
What did he do? What did he do to that sweaty, naked, vulnerable model after he got what he wanted?
I feel like this is the only time that the author gives a little peek behind the curtain, because I've never wondered that. I just assumed that was an industry.
Listen, the porn industry is powerful enough that it's like you just slip a picture every once in a while. They're pretty high like there's probably some weird like stock photos, but for gay porn.
Is that a website like Shutterfly, but for specifically for finding lewd photos?
There's absolutely just like gay porn pictures. If there's pictures of so much weird shit on the internet.
But you got to find royalty-free ones. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then you got to Photoshop it. If you're like Chuck Tingle, you got to just like get a dinosaur picture. You got to put that on the body.
Look, Chuck Tingle has his guy on lock. He's got someone on retainer. As soon as he sparks an idea, he calls up his boy. He's like, I need dinosaurs for this one, okay?
Again, Chuck, you said you would let me contact my family if I got you some more dinosaur pictures.
Hamilton for the next one. Make it happen. Boom.
That's 100% one. Well, the book's only $2.99, so maybe I'll drop some coin and see if the content gives me a better idea about this author's twisted mind. Curiosity controls me as I trepidatiously click forward. I'm taken down a dark and ominous rabbit hole filled with graphic fuck scenes. Or fuck stories, sorry. Each story is a different premise, but with recurring themes that the author seems to be returning to. Straight guys getting bound, gagged, sweating, painfully erect, and losing any inhibition as they turn positively primal. It all seems to betray something more vulgar, depraved, lustful. Through all the pain, the humiliation, the torture, they're loving it. Every single one of them. My heartbeat is rapid, and I feel my fingertips tremble atop the keyboard as something between my legs starts to quiver. Something hot and electric washes over my nerves. I try to adjust my hips in bed, feeling myself prodded into my own stomach. Myself prodded into my own stomach. Okay.
Damn, Will, you hung.
Okay. We'll see how hung you are in this.
He's like, this pipe is poking me in the stomach. It's jabbing me.
You know when you get an erection and you're confused? What is that? What's that feeling? Oh, ow. Ooh.
Did I forget to take the spaghetti out of my pants? The uncooked, the al dente spaghetti.
Oh, it's poking me again. I hate when that happens. Oh, dear Lord. I don't know what's come over me, but the blood in my body has suddenly rushed straight to my... I can't even say it. What has gotten into me? I'm not getting turned off by this gay smut. Am I? It's wrong. It's filthy. I shouldn't be looking at this. I should just close the window, delete my browser history, and take a cold shower. So why am I scrolling through page after page for more? What am I hoping to find on the next page? Looking at these filthy, confusing erotica short stories. That's, you know what? On point. Filthy and confusing is usually the name of the game.
They're filthy, and I can't make heads or tails of it.
I can't make heads or tails of it at all. There's a dinosaur in there. There's Halloween hunks everywhere. Looking at these filthy, confusing, erotic short stories of men bent and broken have left me overwhelmed with an unexplainable need to touch and be touched by a warm body. I hiss from pain as my length between my legs is now fully hard and straining for liberation from my tight, white cotton briefs. You know when you go like a snake when you get a boner and you're like, my pants, snow, hey. Get it off me.
Yeah, dude. That's very relatable.
It's okay. You don't need to pitch in when I say things like that. You can just kind of let it hang in the air so somebody can clip that. I need to do something about this because I know there's no way I need to do something about this because I know there's no way I'm going to get any sleep tonight in this current state I'm in. Fuck, if only Gwen had come home sooner. I try slapping my erection. Whack, 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 whack.
If you don't go down, I'm slapping you into the next week.
Hoping that I might somehow be able to pummel it enough that it would magically go away. You are not fucking wanted right now. It's no use. I can't get whatever an energetic hum that's rushing through my dick to stop.
It's glowing.
Oh, wait, it's a vibrator. I had it in my pants the entire time. The wicked thought of a taut, muscular skin, beaded in sweat, made my toes curl. Rough stubble burn against my face. Hairy, thick arms surround my tiny, shivering body.
That's how I think of Will. Tiny and shivering.
Oh, help! I'm just a tiny little man. How's it going?
That's how you have to deliver your lines. Hey! Got any more of that pizza?
What are you doing? Touching my pee-pee? Don't do that.
Hey, you can't touch down there.
Don't be touching me on the nose, place. Wait, what the fuck was going on with me? I moan in spite of myself. Ooh.
Thanks, but that wasn't written in.
No, it
let the audience know that wasn't.
It did not say ooh. Just thinking about how hard I am is only making it even worse. God damn it! This is exactly what I was trying to avoid.
You saw the road, and you were like, "I'm making a hard left," and then you realized that the left just was a loop back to that road, and you're like, "Damn it!"
When you get off an exit and you just loop back onto the road, you're like,
oh damn it!
Sure, it's been a couple weeks since Gwen and I last shagged, but I'm really so sexually frustrated that I'm getting horny over dudes at this point? Fucking hell. Whether I like it or not, I know there's only one way to get rid of this. With trembling hands, I take a hold of my dick.
Sure you do.
Hi, everyone. Future Will here. You know where this is going. I know where this is going. And surprisingly, it's too raunchy for our show. Theo and I actually recorded the entire thing, and upon reflection, we probably can't put it out because it you know where it goes. It goes places. And so we're going to just hold on to that recording. Maybe we'll put it out someday. Maybe if you share this with some friends, get some interest, we could, I don't know, put it behind a paywall. Would people like that? If you'd like that, send it to your friends or email us at segmentcitypodcast@gmail.com. and say, I want to hear the whole smut. I want to hear an extended segment of Will jerking it. Because that's where it goes. That's not even the spiciest part. Just think about that. Or if you can't wait, then pick up Mason Sarn's book, Audiophile, Best Friend's First Time Gay, inspired by true events. It kills me every time. And I would like to give a big thank you to Rachel Robinson for composing our theme song. If you like this episode and you want to see more, look at our old episodes. We go into Amazon Eroticas. That's how we got in this situation in the first place. And if you like the show, leave us a review, leave us a rating. We would love that. Hit up our YouTube at Segment City, our Twitter, Segment City. And hey, have a great rest of your day. I mean it.